Hi, everyone. You're on the air with Mason from Mason's Network. The first episode was just a few days ago. It was so exciting. Every one of you guys have reached out to me. I mean, it was amazing how many people. I mean, it was in the hundreds. It was so exciting, and thank you. The energy is here. The radio show is taken off. This podcast is incredibly fun. I did that on one take. Actually, I did 2 little practice takes and then did that. So let's see if we could do this one on one take. So what happened was I saw a need for the radio and the podcasting, and I really enjoy them. So this is where it's kind of going. So episode 2 is going to get to know Mason. Episode 3 is going to be a recording that I did in Las Vegas. A lot of you guys were there, but I'll do it on a podcast for episode 3. It was a 20-minute speech that I first time ever spoke in public, and that was at the experience. It was real exciting times for me. So we're going to post that as number 3. My daughter will bring that one up. So to get to know me a little bit, my father's Italian. He was born in New Jersey, Long Branch. My mom's German. She was born in Los Angeles, and she's German. Her mother was born in Germany. So I was born in Los Angeles, Santa Monica, and I was raised in Yorba Linda, California. As a child, it was not easy for me. I had a speech problem and my R's and TH's. So today to be on here on the podcast, the radio show, and it's just so exciting that I've overcome that. But it was really tough as a child. I had to work hard through it. My brothers were real good to me. They were there by my side. Ran was 2 years apart, so I followed him everywhere. As a child, everyone said, "Oh, there's Rand's little brother," because he always brought me along. Still to this day, you couldn't separate us, so we're real close. So I love you, brother, and you're a rock star to me. So we kept on growing. Then I went to a Christian high school. I've always enjoyed school. It wasn't always easy. You know, kids could be tough and say mean things, but I had a lot of friends, just kind of like now, you know, just the same thing as high school, and my whole life's been like that. Then after I went to the Christian high school, I lettered in baseball. It was a small Christian high school, so I don't know if I would have lettered if it was 5,000 students, but I did letter with 400 students. I graduated in 88 with 88 other students. After that, I went to Cypress College. I met my wife, Sheila. We had our first child, Brittany, just an awesome daughter. She's so outstanding. I remember a few years ago, she called me. She works at a grocery store called Randall's, and she goes, "Hey, I got Employee of the Month twice in a year. I'm just like you, Dad." So I was so proud of her. She worked so hard to get where she is at, and she has 2 beautiful children, and I'm a grandpa. So then I started working at the Cruz Cathedral. It was a church, and I was a janitor. You'll know more about that with the next episode, but I was cleaning toilets and restrooms, mopping, waxing, doing carpet, watering plants, setting up for church functions, tables, chairs, microphones. And then a friend of mine, Paul Wilcox, was doing a water damage, and I saw how much money was in water damage, so I quit and started a carpet cleaning business. The whole focus on the carpet cleaning business was to get into water damage. But to get to there, you had to work really hard and started inquiring more equipment. So I started door knocking apartments. I would door knock 150 doors 3-4 days a week. Sheila, she worked at nights as a waitress to support us, and she kept on getting cold calling work during the day, answering the phones. And we kept on just going at it. You have to go get it. We had no one that was going to help us, and it was us or feast or famine. I remember plenty of days that, we didn't eat much. And I know you look at me now and say, he always ate. But no, we didn't eat much, and, we had one car. We used to have a carpet cleaning van with a bucket in the middle. Sheila would ride on the bucket, and we'd have Brittany in the second seat in a car seat. So we went out and did it. Everyone, you guys can go get it. You just have to have a good attitude, work hard, and treat people right. So we kept on growing, and then a few years later we had Becky. Becky's 20 years old. She's such an outstanding. She gets to travel with me. She does videos and photography. I'm so lucky to be close with her. She follows, self-employment like I was. And then I started, we had the carpet cleaning business, and then later we had Little Mason. As the carpet cleaning business kept on growing, and we kept on growing at a record pace. So our first machine was a portable, a Century 400. We had that for 6 months. Actually, I owned that for like 10 years. I never wanted to forget where I came from, and I always thought we might need it. But we kept on growing so fast, and you have to understand it was a different time. That's why this radio interviewing is going to be so important. Barry Costa, Bill Yaden, all these gentlemen that have done it, Joey Pickett, these guys have been in the trenches for a long time, and back then it was a little different. To get a water damage job, you would make a full-page ad. You would go work for the homeowner. After you were done, you would bill the insurance, and they would write you the check. There was no preferred providers. The insurance company would write you the check, not the homeowners and not the mortgage company. And there weren't a lot of limits on the insurance, so you could really go out there and do the work and do it. And we'll get Barry Costa on this one, but there were also the different color of the tags. So we would have red, yellow, and green little circle stickers, and we would put them on the wall and moisture meter that way of the drying progress, and we'd write the dates. So it was a different time. I did a lot of apartments because that was the low-hanging fruit. Anyone could go out and get apartments. So we did a lot of apartments. My first apartment complex was $20. It was in Fullerton, and we did them for $20, and we gave them like 60 or 90 days. So I think I made like $2 or $3 per apartment because I did the labor. And we kept on getting apartments, and we kept on growing. We grew really large. We had 6 months later, we bought our first truck mount. We had seven truck mounts. And we grew really big, and it just kept on. And I knew there was more to the carpet cleaning than just the cleaning, so I knew the water damage. Well, to do insurance work, construction putback, you have to be a general contractor. So I went down and took the test and became a general contractor. I mean, look at this guy. I had a speech problem and struggled in school. I mean, I did it, but it wasn't easy. And I went down and took the test, and I became a general contractor. After I became a general contractor, we were able to do construction work. You had to do, I'm a General B, you have to do 2 trades. You have to paint the walls and lay flooring to get the 10 and 10. For a lot of you guys don't know about this side, 10% overhead, 10% profit. I had Xactimate. It was $100 a month, and we would do the program and sketch it out that way. And we just kept on growing. I bought a limousine because all our clients, we would wine and dine and see, so I had a limousine. And it was a really good time. We got our first house, and I was 29, and we just kept on having a good time. Business kept on growing. It was just incredible. And then in 2000 September, my mother-in-law passed away. We knew she was sick for a few years, and after she passed away, it was really hard on me and Sheila and the girls and everyone. It was hard on. So I didn't focus on work. I was there for my father-in-law. I was there for my wife, my children. And then the employees didn't treat the company as much as they should, or actually maybe even me. Maybe I wasn't focused as much, and they saw that energy. So, after this show today was probably the first time I really focused on myself. So it was probably a lot of me. So we kept on moving in different directions. So I closed up the business, and I took 1.5 years off. During that time, taking some time off, Sheila goes, you're going to have to go back to work. So I started a limousine company. I had a limo in the driveway, and I bought a Hummer H2. I took it down to a chop shop. They cut it in half. We stretched it 200 inches. It was a 20-passenger limo. It had wood floors, a fireplace, karaoke, DirecTV, a marquise in the back. It was just awesome. I'll post pictures of that. That was just so much fun. And we grew that company from 2004 to 2008, and we had 10 limousines. We were just on fire. And then the economy crashed. After the economy crashed, we moved to our other house in Austin, and that's when I got on the supplier side. I worked for Service Products. I did that for 4 or 5 years, and I got hired to sell truck mounts and be the store manager. And then John Don, of course, recruited me, and I came up here. and I've been here for the past three and a half years, and just has been a great move for me, and having a really good time. A year and a half ago, I started Mason's Network on Facebook, and now we're over 5,000 members, and every one of you guys mean everything to me and just teaching me so much. So that's kind of get to know Mason in a nutshell. I'm a very open book. Most of you are friends with me on Facebook. You can see me well. It's just really enjoying my life. Just want to really just talk about the next show. The next show is going to be the Las Vegas experience speech. And they're going to be coming, and be patient with these. They're going to get better. We're working on it. We're on SoundCloud now. SoundCloud said that you could find them on iTunes, so we're working on the iTunes. And we're just going to keep on getting better and more excitement, more energy. It's been a long December selling a lot of truck mounts, helping a lot of startup companies. Oh, that's another exciting thing. My first ever class teaching with Bill Yaden is in February. We're teaching Steps to Success, and I'm one of the instructors. How exciting is that? Next to Bill Yaden, be teaching a class. And wow. Yeah, Bill and I have a great time. We laugh at each other, we laugh together, and we care about each other. So that's really exciting. And Bill's coming up with some great things. You know how smart he is. He's coming up with some great fun things. Barry Costa called me last night, and he's excited. All you guys are here, and we're here, and this is going to take off awesome. So that's kind of where I'm going. The next show is going to be that, and we're going to just keep on growing this. So I love you guys. You guys are great. Thank you for being patient with number 2. And we're going to bring on suppliers. We're going to bring on vendors, Phoenix, Dry-Ease, Sapphire, Prochem. I'm actually working on episode 4 in my head. It's going to be about one of the truck mounts on troubleshooting them. And so when you guys have a problem in the field, you could just go to a podcast and listen to a 5 or 8 minute podcast. But I probably ran this over a little too long. I'm in my office late at night, 8:30 at night, doing a podcast when no one's here. So you guys rock. I love you. And this is Mason on the Air, signing out. Talk to you. Bye.